I want my mum to be proud of me. I said, yeah, you found your motivation, you found your why. In that same assembly, another girl started crying. And she was just like, it was this very day last year that my grandma passed away. And I made a promise to her that before she went that I thought they'd be successful for her, but I haven't been living up to it. I said, you know, today's a beautiful day, because from today, you use your grandma's motivation, you go out there, you be successful, and you will make her proud. She said, thank you, I need that. I remember talking to a boy one time who told me that, you know, when him and his brother were younger, they made a pact that when they were older, they were going to join the army to follow in the footsteps of their granddad. The sad thing about his story was that his little brother died when he was 6 years old. And he said to me, no matter how boring school gets, no matter how difficult things get, my brother's my motivation, and I'm going to make sure that I go out there and I'll be successful and I'll join the army. You see, this is what I tell kids when I go into schools. I'm like, what's your why? What is your why? Why do you want to be successful? And what I found is that results have been absolutely astounding. Kids no longer need you to motivate them because they have now found their motivation for themselves. I find that, you know, when they can identify why they want to be successful for themselves, it makes your life a lot easier. I was at a school yesterday, and this kid got sent out. I went to go and talk to him, started speaking to him. Within 5 minutes, he was just a new student. I went to a school in Bristol, had these 2 kids, they were just disengaged from the workshop from the beginning. They just knew that they weren't going to participate. I had one of the most troublesome kids in the school crying in my arms after talking about why he wants to be successful. He said, I've never been able to express myself like this, but you've allowed me to come here and express my views, and I thank you for that. So guys, one thing I will say to you guys is, actually take time out to find out why these kids want to be successful. It's all one of us put us pushing to be successful, telling them to work hard, but they need to know why they are working hard. They need to understand why they must be successful. And the beautiful thing about this room is that I know that I'm looking at some parents. In fact, I know that some of you that are in here right now, you're someone's why. And I want you to think about why you got into teaching. Why do you want the kids to do well? Why do you want to inspire them? Why do you want to motivate them? And guys, I am telling you, you will see a different side to the students when you help them identify their why, when you help them identify why they want to be successful. So guys, I just want to thank you for your time. And I want you guys to know that every single one of you that is sitting here today, I love you all. You guys are amazing. And I want you guys to give yourselves a big massive round of applause.
Martin, I'd like to say a big thank you to Martin as he gets himself and stuff. Martin's come down from culture tonight to help us out with a lot of the techie stuff. Martin's website that he's probably going to link to now. Martin's website is an absolute treasure trove. I think that's the only way to describe it. Of all that is good on the internet for probably early years. Well, not all that's good on the internet. There's football and, you know, all that's good in teaching. And I'm sure you can share some of those now, but there's something I think probably for every subject, every age range, and I'm sure he's got some fantastic websites for us this afternoon.
He also has a nice line of UK Ed Chat, UK Ed Mag, UK Ed Resources, UK Ed Jobs.
Stop that. Actually, one thing I didn't say in my first presentation, what's a really presentation? Have a look at that poster. Got lots of them around. I'm not going to say any more about it. Anyway, right. I'm going to share with you a couple of interesting websites which I found really useful in my own teaching. So, hey, don't worry about writing it down. I do go through things fast. You probably already imagined. They'll be at that link at the end if you know my website. You can follow this. I'll tweet out that kind of thing. Right, so the first one is a fantastic assessment tool. If you've got an iPhone or iProduct or some particular sort, then you can print out a piece of paper and you can make assessment quizzes which are really simple to do. Obviously you don't like multiple choice quizzes all the time, but sometimes they're quite a useful thing to use. But the perfect thing about this particular app is the way it marks them. Rather than you going through them yourself, you can get your iPhone or other iProduct and put the piece of paper under the camera and do that at that kind of speed, and it marks it for you, which is not good. So that is and it's called Quick Key for a reason. It's very quick, and as long as you've got good lights wherever you are, you're not in your cave, not classroom, and you've got some good lighting to use the camera with, then it's a really good resource. Good time, you should be. you like to connect ideas, and I love to connect ideas, this is just an idea for a tool for you to make posters, interesting resources based on TubeMeet. And obviously, you don't need your students to know about the tube necessarily, but you can connect interesting ideas. There's a bit of a fad on Twitter at the moment of sharing things which look like this, and it's just simply to connect ideas. Now, whether that is in history, geography, whatever it may be, you can connect some wonderful ideas using this as a model. The next one. Oh, if I could tell myself about all the things I've learned in the last couple of years, this website's got nothing to do with that at all. But this one is actually going to be opposite. What you can do is send an email to somebody in the future. Okay, so it's a really nice idea to be able to. I think people take photos. Anyway, so you can email, or the children can email themselves to say good luck for their SATs test or exams, whatever it may be. Maybe they can email themselves reminders about revision, whatever it may be. But it's a really nice reminder tool, but also to give some insight into what that person used to be at the start of the year compared to the end of the year. Right, coding. We have a coder here, fantastic. This is a nice little website, which is probably the geekiest website I've ever seen ever, and I love it. And basically, it combines medieval realms with JavaScript coding. And what could be better than that, ladies and gentlemen? Come on now. So, you go around to battle goblins. Fantastic. For a primary school, it's fantastic. And I've used this, and the children just love it. And there's a whole storyline behind it. Next one. Right. I was going to demonstrate this live. Every time I've done it live, it never works for me. It works fantastically usually in the classroom. But basically, this is an assessment tool. Rather than you using one of these, a hand, to indicate an answer, instead you can print out some symbols which you orientate a particular way to mean A, B, C, or D, and you can use an iPhone or Android device, and again, it marks it straight away for you, instantly, and it saves it to your computer. So, if you just scroll across your classroom like that and stop at various points, it will mark the entire class, their answers all in one go. So, a really nice resource to be able to get instant feedback. Right, this is an animation tool, but it also combines a little bit of coding as well. So, for those people who are familiar with Scratch, all you do is you move the blocks over here into here, and you can animate your characters. You can get them to speak, you can get them to have speech bubbles. It's 3D. Again, all of these resources are free. And again, it's a really nice way of using computing in things like drama or English.
35 minutes.
What I've done? Or got
No, go.
Right, this is a maths website, probably more of a primary focus, but you can probably get away with the younger echelons of secondary school. Again, it looks like Zelda for those people who have this spin, like I do. And what you do is you go around, you battle your goblins yet again, and you have to answer maths questions. They have all of the main maths subjects on there, so you have fractions, normal numbers, and lots of other things as well. And again, just an interesting way of motivating the children to be able to do their maths, which I'm sure they're doing it. Right, I think this is the last one. You've probably heard of Google Street View. Did you know that you can actually make your own versions of it? You can take a spherical photo, so you put together, stitch together a photo with your device, and you can stitch it together and put it onto a Google map. Now, when I go to school trips and things like that, it's a fantastic reminder when they get back to the classroom to be able to log where they've been, what they've done, and you can annotate using all of the Google tools as per usual. And I think that is it. As I said, if you want any of those, I've got about 5,000 free resources on there. And they are all free, you don't have to sign in, it's just there for you. Enjoy.
That brings us to a close of our presentations, and we are within time as well. We're able for 7:30. Just a few quick thank yous. And those of you that are sat there on your phones, it's so important for us that we have sponsors for these kind of events, because they're just impossible to host unless you've got a school with a lot of budget that they're quite happy to just give to you. If you're sat on Twitter now and fancy just sending a tweet to any of our sponsors. For Matrix, devised schools for school leaders, Mike, who runs the company, is incredibly generous and supportive of TeachMeet. His company for Matrix. UT Recruitment also been incredibly generous with their sponsorship from food and wine. Obviously, the mugs have been in great demand. In a minute, I'm going to ask Andy, the other Andy, to help me out with some of those mugs, if you haven't got one yet. Also, Toshiba have given you all the goodies that are on your chairs. If for whatever reason you didn't get any, we have got some spares. If there's some on the chair in front of you that you want to take back to your school and give to someone and say, if you come to TeachMeet, this is the kind of thing you get for free, by all means do. And as well as Crown House Publishers, who gave us the books. They've been fantastic at publishing lots of books recently, written quite often by teachers that some of you have taken home copies tonight. Also, a few other thank yous. Namish over there to come and take the photos. He runs a website called Show My Homework. You may well have heard of it. He's here just in his other guys, just out of generosity and goodness of his heart to come and take photos for us, which is very kind. Aisha has come and taken some photos as well. We're very, very grateful for. As I mentioned before, Martin has come and been brilliant with various gadgets and resources that he's had to try and get our technology working tonight. And I think it's been, considering some of the difficulties we've had, absolutely fantastic. So a big thank you to Martin for that. My co-host Andy, who's helped with not the organisation. I'd also like to say a big thank you to Gemma. If you're interested in building at all, Gemma works at the school but also runs this lovely resource that we have here. And so it is available for bookings and so on. So speak to Gemma. She's not a teacher and she's spent her evening with us, so hopefully it's been an interesting experience for you, Gemma. Our ladies in catering have gone now. I think they had some kind of fitness class they need to go to, but they've been here since 8 o'clock this morning. They did a brilliant spread for us. But the biggest thank you, I think, goes to all of you for coming along. These events are just organised by teachers, by people like me and Andy. Andy's taken full control. I think the next one at the Albany School in the autumn term. If you've signed up, we haven't got a date for that yet, but if you have signed up via Eventbrite, which most of you have, you will get an email letting you know when that will happen. If you haven't presented before, maybe we'll think about presenting. And if you've been the only one from your school, perhaps you can bring a few more people along next time. So a huge thank you. Thank you, everyone. Andy is going to go outside, just there. There's a box under the table where the wine is, Andy. If you haven't got a pink mug yet, or if I didn't quite get the tweet because Twitter's been going absolutely mental, so I do apologise. If you promise to come to the next TeachMeet, if you promise, which is at Andy's school, so you'll have to be promising him, he may well have a pink mug for you. I know there's been a few people with requests for that from their TAs and so on. There should be enough of those. But please do take anything that's about you. Thank you so much for coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Andrew, don't forget to return the money to the person. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, I do. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But also they sometimes have an innate ability, if you like, by virtue of the technology in their era and things, and particularly in primary school environment. Yeah. I find this is your
Right, I'm going to